Is the yeah. Thanks, Mukherjee. Uh, I welcome Senthil Nayagam. He is one of the he is the founder of Meonium AI, and he is working into completely in the artificial intelligence sides, from the filmmaking to elections, and in various field wherever the artificial intelligence plays a very important role. And I really thank for giving this time for Digital Politics Forum, where Senthil Nayagam plays a very important role in the last election as well, in the parliament elections, and his knowledge and his expertise in artificial intelligence helps our Forum of Digital Politics members to understand how we can use the artificial intelligence into the upcoming elections, as well as it will help us to share all this informations on previous elections as well as in the global elections, what was how the artificial intelligence been used. And this is our season 1 and episode 1, and you are the first speaker, Mr. Senthil, into this webinar series of digital politics with Thedal Anandan. And thanks for joining the talk show of digital politics. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Anandan, so much for the glorious introduction for me. Okay, so I run a startup called Meonium AI. We are a generative AI startup. Election was not the primary use case for me. Idea was, can we create high quality content and also explore what is new is possible. So we ended up doing deep fakes, voice cloning, face cloning, de-aging. We did a lot of random things, a lot of image generation, everything. But maybe through accidents and something else, or maybe because of need, people reached out to us for getting different kind of content. So we did some great where we could do cloning in some way, or we can do dubbing in multiple languages. Like India is a large country, so we did Man Ki Baat. I think we did dub it in about 22 languages. We tried dubbing it in Prime Minister Modi's voice itself. But BJP was not interested at that point of time to work on dubbed voice of Prime Minister Modi or any other politician at that point of time. But other parties were slightly open at that point of time. And I think we did one work for DMK, where from a script, we cloned the voice of Kalangar Karnadiji ji, and we did content with that part. So,
Right, right.
sure.
Right. Thanks, Endil. So let us enter into this session. So just give us a brief the transformation which you've seen from the traditional campaign to the digital campaign and to the AI campaign, which is currently all political parties doing. Earlier, we used to go door to door to the people and ask for the vote. And later on, the Facebook and when WhatsApp and the Instagram came, we were used to do in digital campaign. And now, as well as in the future, maybe the AI campaign would be the taking over the complete election campaign, I suppose. So, how do you see this transformation, and what role that AI plays a very important role in
Okay.
campaigning?
So, thank you. I'm in mid 40s. I've been voting since maybe about 21, 22 onwards, whenever each election had. So I think from late 90s onwards, I think I vote consistently. Okay. So whenever I got a chance, either assembly election or state elections or let's say Lok Sabha for us, I've done voting for it. So I've done paper votes, I've done it. Voting machines I've used, and different
Right.
formats I've explored. Okay. Each had brought in new technology. Each time campaigning was different. Over the period, the campaigning duration has become smaller. Uh, More people are actually contesting elections. Shooting that's a number which feels like more people are contesting now. So people need to, and also there are a lot of restrictions. Like I think I remember 10 p.m. cutoff came in about maybe only 2 decades back, not before that. Then again, let's say election commission put like accounting has been submitted. A lot of things happened on that part. Which vehicles are being used? Now all the let's say people who are standing for elections, all the details are actually made public. You
Right.
actually, if you go through those documents, actually a lot of data is getting public. Their mobile numbers, their vehicle numbers, their addresses, all the properties, bank. So if they don't disclose it, that's a problem. But also a lot of privacy issue comes in that as well. So those are interesting part. But what we have to see is our digital internet penetration. Okay, that has improved significantly. 2 decades back, we are talking about 3 crore people. Now, nearly 95 crore people have internet access in India. That's the Indian government statistic. And predominantly on mobile phones. And even people who are not using Facebook or Instagram, they still use WhatsApp. And it's become cheaper in some way. And similarly, the maybe decades back, maybe we used to pay for STD calls, we used to pay for incoming calls for mobile as well. Those are all gone now. So suddenly the barrier is gone. People are sharing a lot more content, and a lot of media content goes into play. And okay, few people create content. Other part is a lot of people actually share content on this part. Okay, some people are very prolific sharer. They say good morning, good evening message. They will have a create a groups, or they will keep messaging whatever content they like. That's also happens in some way.
Actually, Senthil, I think
Yeah.
there are some audio issue. People are messaging it.
Okay.
Are you able to hear my voice,
I can
people?
hear it very well. If you want, I can move to a headphone.
Sir, audio is very good, sir. I
I
can't
see
able
some
to
of the chats where voice is not clear. Whose voice is not clear? Either my voice or Senthil voice.
Sir,
Can you
both
just
of your voice are good only.
No, actually they are mentioning Senthil voice, I think.
audio is clear from
But
both?
for me, it's clear. For me, both voices clear.
Okay, fine, sir. You can continue. Sorry.
Might be
Okay.
their internet challenges. That's all.
Okay, fine.
Okay. So yeah, first time technology part. Let's have a recording and see how we can share it as well. Okay. So let's divide one useful metric would be when mobile. Actually, people start using in a detailed manner only after we got a Geo in that sense,
Right,
right?
right,
Internet
right.
access was available in a huge sense and lot more content sharing. So people who used to not able to consume 1 GB in a month are consuming over 1 GB, 1.5 GB, 2 GB per day. That's what has happened. Okay, and the next part was these generation also had moved away from certain platforms like the teenagers and early 20 people. These are not even on Facebook, right? They are many of them are not on LinkedIn. Uh, Very few people are on Twitter. So these are people are on Instagram or on early TikTok was a lot of people are on TikTok. Other people are on Snapchat. So this generation reaching out to them needs a totally digital approach. You can't approach them on traditional platforms. Maybe they're not very WhatsAppy as well in that sense. You can't send them on a group or add to it. They will kind of reject you, block you. They do all kind of thing on that part. Okay. So this is first challenge for it. Okay. So this is a digital first generation, and these people consume content a lot more than that. So they are spending between 4 to 5 hours at least per day on connected on that part. And these people are first time voters also, right? Once you can identify the first time voters, see there are in Tamil Nadu and most states, right? People have a primary political party whom they like, and the whole families are supported. Okay, there are whole Congress families for decades. Similarly, at least some other parties have followers for a very long time. Like communists have that part. Okay, but this generation is changing opinion, or they change opinion all the time. These are very incident or whatever. So people who are like who can change their mind, if we can reach out to them efficiently, we can identify what the trend may be, or if we can influence them in some way, that is a useful sense. Okay, and that is where creating content for digital format. You can't do a 1 hour speech and send it to people, ask them to watch and like it. No, they will not do it.
No,
They don't have
no.
patience for it. They want 30-second content. They consume content in that format. Can we get a short form content that was interesting format? Second, but can you do a personalized content? If somebody says, okay, Anandan, and you will remember, okay, or say Mukherjee or Murgoel, right? Once they hear their name, even if they're doing something and they're distracted, they will actually notice it. And
Right.
if you tell me stories which is very specific for me, okay, if I'm 22, female, unemployed, okay, if somebody says, okay, talk about employment to me, that person will actually like it. Okay. Somebody is in a particular age, okay, or if they have a particular concern. So ideas, can we have a customized message instead of one message for all? The old speech system was based on that part. Also, people who had like old school politicians, like first generation politicians were all street politicians who kind of came up or they built their own parties. Their networking range and everything was way higher. Second generation politicians also have a lot of challenges. They have never
Got
seen
it. Got
poverty.
it.
They have not done grassroots politics. They have never stood on local. They don't even know the issues, right? A
Right.
panchayat
Right.
has these issues, and I've never been into that part. Directly, they want to become MLA or MP. They don't want to do anything in intermediate. They don't want to go 5 years. They want to come in for, okay, for a month or 15 days. I'll come in. If I win, I will do this part. But I will need to put more money.
Right.
So this is
Right.
the generational politician coming. Another part is also like after Prashant Kishore started the whole digital political thing in some way. There are a lot of people who are part of him, and those all came out and they built their own organizations in some way.
Organization.
And
Right.
the good part was these are professional people. These are not shady
Right.
people. They have proper MBAs. They knew communication. They're identifying, okay, what is psychology? We can like they have done a lot more work on that space. So my use case was, okay, when people asked us to create content, I did not want to talk directly to actual politicians. It was very difficult. Somebody will leak your number to somebody, suddenly 10, 20 people will call your number at odd times,
Okay.
and it will not work. So I didn't want to work with. I was who is professionals. For us, we are creating a content. We get paid for it. So I want payment to be made as well. So if I win the election, I will pay. It will not work for me.
No, no, it will
I
not
don't
work.
want some political party position that is not again interesting for me. So I chose that part. Whom I want to work, we work with that part.
Right.
So that's
Right.
how I got into it.
Right, Senthil. So I just want to understand now the AI is coming it's growing very fastly, and people are using the AI technology for each and every stuff, even for our day-to-day life. People are using it, and they're understanding stuff, everything. So is that possible to understand the voters' behavior with the AI, and can we predict the result of the winning or losing of a party or a human being, whoever contest in an election?
Okay, so India has a huge population, and our voting, okay, the period is a very long period. Okay, sometime between 7 weeks to 1.5 months is the whole electioning period for us. And Tamil Nadu election was on the first day. Second, within a week we had in Karnataka, right? So each
Right.
state, on the day of election, see, people have to be motivated to go and vote. When middle class or upper middle class or a particular segment do not go and vote, they think it's a holiday. Okay, we don't have a force. Okay, you have to must vote for something that is not there as well. Sometimes there's other challenge. Okay, my names are missing. That's also people say.
That is
Okay,
fine. Can
there's a
we understand
conspiracy
the
happening. All of
behavior
that
of
also happen. Okay.
no, no, that is fine. Can we understand the behavior of the voter, whom they will vote based on the AI? Can we
Uh,
send some news or
currently,
something?
no. Okay, let's not see. Let's not use AI for everything for that part. Okay. So can
Okay,
we do basically? We'll not call it AI. Do we have data? Once you have enough data, can we do analytics, or
okay,
can
okay,
we have a behavior to it? Okay. So assume I'm on Twitter. So if you
okay.
can have an API access to Twitter, now the access is not available because
Right.
everybody's doing training on AI. Okay. So if you had access, whom are you following? Do you
Okay.
follow this kind of politician? Then you can say, what is my political support? Do I support more people in supporting a particular political party? So I can put, okay, am I in center? Is it am I right towards left, or I'm towards a regional party? We can guess that to a reasonable good extent. Sometimes you follow a competitor as well, just for bus, but you can still find terms. Okay. Second part, if you can fetch every tweet or every post, if the data is available in some sense, bigger companies have some source for it. So 2016 up to 16, it was straightforward. After the Cambridge Analytica part, the data access became very restricted. I was doing some work at that point of time. So can we identify? So based on post and now with like language, what kind of words are being used, what hashtag is being used, is it pro or anti or negative? So we can get in that way. Okay, if this person votes, okay. So ultimately, what we need a sample. We can't find for every person. A lot of data is not there. Some people have multiple accounts; they operate differently. So social media, if we can have something, it will come into a particular part, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, there is a tool or AI tool or the tool called a social listening, right? So where people used to listen to their social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere. So is that kind of tool, AI tool, will help us to predict the voters' behavior, and probably it can give some result whether we will win or lose, or some positive or negative. Some kind of analytics can happen, right, with the help of these kind of tools.
Okay. See, the analytics or whatever process, ultimately, as of date, we are not in that way where we can predict the elections. Okay.
Okay.
Because whom we can predict are people who are very active on social media. So that's a very smaller segment for it. Okay, a lot bunch of people are still not very tech savvy suddenly, and they may have there are people who have multiple, let's say, points they are interested in. Some people are very one specific. Okay, I have only one point, or on that day if we had some incident or something, they will vote on that part. We have no idea. We have seen most parties have given BSPA zero votes in a lot of places, but they have a consistent vote base. If they all go and towards vote for a particular party or against a party, will there be difference? We have seen that happening for a very long time. So we'll
Yeah,
always have a surprise.
so
Even if they do survey post election also, it's not accurate.
no, so
Yeah.
in India, still there is a more population, non-techie population is there. More voters are there, right? So where they are the deciding factor, or they are they decide who wins the election. So normally, not the techie guys, maybe the non-techie guys is what
No,
the
we
people.
have to have a better mechanism in some way. I don't know what is the right approach towards it, but can we identify what their problem is? Are they suffering in a particular way? Do they have aspirations? Whom they think will solve it? And will they vote for on their caste basis, whatever religion basis, whatever? So some are very vote banks, others are not good vote banks, and sometimes able to predict. Sometimes okay, this party and this party becomes alliance, and that will trigger. So we don't know exactly how it works. Some parties are able to, when they go for alliance, they are able to transfer votes. Other time they are unable to transfer votes. Though two parties, in theory, those numbers might match, but practically we see, okay, people did not go to and vote. I didn't like this party. I didn't want to do that. That kind of thing happened. Okay, so ADMK always blames BJP for it. We didn't end up win because of BJP, but that's
So,
how people perceive.
so in that case, can AA plays a role to increase the voter turnout? So since you say many people do not vote, so is that possible with the AA technology where we can ask people to come and vote, and can we increase the percentage of voting? Any possibilities
No,
to that?
until we have compulsory voting in some way or any reward coming into play. Okay, so we have to have some other metric for it. Okay, AI on its own, right? Nobody's okay. So either government should do it, go and vote, so they can do. So the problem is election commission giving ads or some kind of campaign that has not motivated people. Mostly summer is easier for elections, but it's a pretty hot one. You have to wait for half an hour, 1 hour in queue, and people have to work earlier. Right? We have another challenge is sometimes like the voter data. See, currently the voter data itself is very different. Okay, so the election for state and let's say Lok Sabha are different database. For even panchayat is a different database. They are managed by different people.
Right.
Again, a lot of data is not validated.
Right.
So Supreme Court has to overcome that one part and say, hey, Aadhaar voter ID linking is allowed, right? Once that kind of thing happens, we'll have people who are dead, are they being voted, or people's address are being moved by some people. Okay, so we can talk. So that kind of issue is still there in India.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
so
Right.
in 5-6 years back, I did some work. So every state actually publishes their voter the polling data, right? So not what we'll say, voter list is actually published to see if my data is there or not. Okay, so
Right.
I had a chance. I think downloaded nearly 80 crore records.
Okay.
So not joking. This is number which was available. Okay, so data is available to extent. This polling booth, these are people who are there. According to that data, the data is a very bad data. Sometimes your names are not correct, accurate, or the PDF they provide. Most of the link is provided in PDF. Sometimes they put all this captcha, everything, but reasonably we can say, okay, hey, this is it. So how many people can we be target at a particular polling booth level? And if we can also link it with the zip code, pin code, or whatever, and probably we can link. This is a rich area, ABC. If we can do some kind of sorting in that part, the people are rich here or people are poor here. What will improve that part? We can have some metrics in that part. So government has more data, and if government can mandate this information need to be passed in some way. So government has to okay, hey, if you can vote, right, or people instead of signing a paper, can we put a fingerprint on something and other triggers? Hey, my vote has been done.
Okay.
So that may stop some other problems which might happen. Okay, but Supreme Court has to allow first deduplication of voters.
Yeah,
Sometimes
this
same voter
data,
ID has multiple. Yeah.
this data is not proper usage. No? So AA can be used for cleaning these data and all also, right? They can
No,
compare with the PAN card, Aadhaar
some
card.
legal challenges are there actually. So these are data is with different people who different. The chief election officer, the people who are conducting election for different people, actually different groups of people. It's
Okay.
not the same voting pattern. That's a challenge which is there.
Right. And one more negative thought or negative impact of AI, what we call is about the deep fake videos and misinformation which is circulating into the market. So AI is used for good thing as well as for the propagating the wrong information or the misinformation. How do we tackle this? How do
Yes.
political party has to handle this?
No, I totally agree. Like, okay, so my munim, whatever. So we don't work for movies. So deepfake is what we specialize in. We can clone voices, we can do faces. Okay,
Right.
but the problem is, okay, there are current laws. If somebody is faking some content or somebody impersonating you and creating something in trouble, there are existing laws available to deal with that part. Okay, so a couple of parts. Okay, hey, during at least Indian elections, they restricted how many content you can forward. Or if you are forwarding forward, they maybe create some account and say, okay, hey, forward to this part and verify it. If something sounds untrue, maybe it's fake or false, right? So that's what. So we like last year we created a lot of content. We did for movies, everything. We can like the Kavala song, right? We replaced the actress Tamanna with actress Simran.
Right.
It
right.
went viral, and I did a lot of interviews where I said, okay, hey, so this is possible. You can replace any person with any person, okay? And then we did for voice coding, we did examples. So a lot of audio calls are coming, okay? See, people, so I work with movies, so highest quality of content is very important for me. Can I get a content in 4K, in close up of the face, should sound real? So people give me a script, I can create that part. So I can create content for marketing purposes. But people who are getting fake, they don't need to create quality at my quality. They have to create let's say a CCTV style content, right? Shady one, pixelated content. It just need to create, okay, we call it FUD, okay, fear, uncertainty, or doubt. What if this person has done it? So that is possible, yes. And when will they do it? Before it could be retracted. Okay, so just before election, can somebody release a content which people might trust, right? This is something happens. There is also another challenge I will say is there are times where we have seen the political parties themselves are big leaders, right? Like for example, let's say Rahul Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi will not on his own make a very fake or make a statement which will cause him trouble. He will not make a fake statement inside a parliament.
Right.
But what will happen is the maybe Statesman or Telegraph will publish in Calcutta, or Hindu will publish one article there. Okay, some corruption has happened on let's say this fighter jet deal, and some that was manipulated content. Right? It was published on Hindu, and then he will use reference of that, and then will speak inside Parliament, or he will speak in New York. And this content, before government can deny and everything, this New York Times will publish this content. So that is a different style of approach. That has nothing to do with the AI part.
Right.
But if you directly make and you make it on a public account, your account will get blocked or banned, or companies or maybe police case can be made against it. And if you notice, I think Hyderabad, I think Amit Shah made a statement for reservation in some way. Okay, so somebody manipulated that statement and was shared by a lot of Congress party people, and nearly everybody who was arrested at that point. I think Assam is police is what initiated that part. Then all the cyber crime or any particular type, Delhi police gets involved. They have some special regulation because of NA, I think. So a lot of different teams got involved in solving that part of it.
No. So even one of our member Atharva Maham Unkar has also asked. So is there any limitation on use of AI, as many Indians have not acquired digital literacy and might fall prey to the false information? So this is what even I asked. Many people are not aware of the literacy, the digital literacy is what people are saying. Like if at all some fake video has been propagated into the medium, into the system, and people will trust on it, right? Like even the Modi can be faked, even more Rahul Gandhi can be faked. So
Right.
whatever the earlier conversation, even the lip sync can be related to
Yes.
whatever they can speak. So these are the negative publicity or negative information is floating into the market during election time will have a huge impact on the party. So
Yes.
so just like IT wing every party has, there should be an AI wing also should be a future in every party should be having it to forecast or to handle all this information, so handle all this
So first,
negative.
people have to start accepting whatever you get need not be true, or go and verify it from official source. If this is a content which has happened, either a news magazine or a television channel on their social media account, they will share. You got a content on WhatsApp. Can they instead of content, okay, hey, where is the actual origin of the content which came into play? You have to get
So
that part
how
in
people
place.
are not so talented or so matured enough to go and search for the source of the information. Now, whatever shared in the WhatsApp, people trust it and they just vote it.
No,
Right.
either will make WhatsApp too powerful to take decisions which messages are relevant or not. What if you're giving a genuine content and like let's say in 2020 elections, right? In US, I think the Hunter Biden laptop was a real story. The Ukraine collusion was a real story. A lot of stories were real stories, and Facebook others said these are all fake ones, and they deleted those posts. Even New York Post made a post, right? They deleted it, okay, and so they'll do a shadow ban. The content will not even reach to people. So either we have to trust people for which one to believe or not, or if we give power to the middlemen, they will control the whole thing. They will
So
decide
do
who will be
we
the next president or prime minister or candidate, right? That's something which might happen.
do we have any regulations or the terms in other developed countries where AI has been used, like UK and UK, since USA and UK, since India is not that matured enough for regulation update? So do we have any regulation in other countries for this election management with respect to AI? So is that possible that we need to
See,
introduce some
by
regulation?
2020, okay, so predominantly in US it's called Democrats, right? Or they're all pro-left in that sense. They talk about liberty, everything they'll talk, but eventually they are actually pro-communist in some way, totalitarian in that sense. If they are in power, they use all these parts. Like Mamata Banerjee will arrest somebody if somebody puts a meme against her. So that is, but she will claim, okay, we are above the part, but that's not the case, okay. Modi, a lot of people are putting memes. Okay. In Tamil Nadu, you can say a lot of black flags and black balloons were released, right? Central government will not get into it. But if anything happens on this part, Tamil Nadu police will go to Delhi to arrest somebody, or they will try to do those kind of things. This happens. So each state, every party has done excesses in that part. Okay, so US or UK are not the right parameter for us to establish. This is one to use. Okay, let's take example. Okay, so when something changed in political thing was Elon Musk bought Twitter and now renamed it as X, right? And suddenly, first time in a long time, maybe last 8-9 years, first time right wing can also post content or get a feedback what is true or not. Okay, and if you notice in Twitter X, they have something called community notes. Earlier, magazines will come with the wrong content in some way, posted in a particular way. Okay, news will be something. The title will they will change it. And here in the community note, we can say, hey, this content is not true. This is they're giving a wrong reference, wrong content, and suddenly they're getting. See, if somebody made a wrong statement, and if it takes 2-3 days to publish somewhere, okay, so let's say now front page, a newspaper publishes a fake news or a fake story or something which is then okay. Hindenburg has done this kind of thing, okay, and 2 days, 3 days later, on a fifth or sixth page, they'll give a small one column note. Okay, hey, it was a wrong thing, right? So if you've done it to the front page, you have to, if you can force them, you also have to do the retrieve and apologize on the same size. That will have impact on trust factor.
Right. In the last election, we have also seen in Tamil Nadu, like DMK used to put some QR code on the first page of newspaper. And when we used to scan in mobile, the real video or the real images gets floated in our mobile.
Right.
So is that an AI technology or is there any different
okay, we can call it as augmented reality. So first part, a QR code is triggered on the video along the structure. They are able to release that part. This is technology is nearly 10 years old.
Okay, 10 years old it is there, but still now only people are using it.
I think okay, when we were building a software company, right? I think first time I used QR code was in 2009. The problem was the phones which we had. Only the first iPhones had smartphone plus camera plus OS. Okay. By 2013-14, a lot of VR AR content was being built. On iPad, you can do it. People had that. So the initial ads came not for political parties, they came for real estate owners, right? So assume somebody gives the ad and they will have an image you can scan on a phone. You do a not a QR code, some third-party content. Once the content is put, you will see the property or infrastructure is visible to it. Nice. But idea is how many views they can track. See, our paper, did somebody watch or not? We have no idea. Okay. Newspaper circulation data is not trustable. That's not known. Okay. They're not counting how many newspapers were printed, how many were delivered. They're saying, okay, this many people printed, at least 5 people read one newspaper. They have numbers. The numbers, it's not trustable in that sense. Okay. Did somebody watch or not? We have no idea. Some magazines, newspaper, they print it and unsold copies, they still count it.
Right.
So numbers are kind of fudgy on the print part. Okay. Same with television. How many people watch television? I have multiple channels. Do I watch all? Probably not. I have not stopped watching television up to maybe the last 10 years. I don't have any live streaming at all. I've been on streaming. I've been watching US current for a long time. Then Indian also current, most channels. We're doing so much channels people watch. Only people have older TV. Anybody who has a smart TV, right? See, the other advantage for the smart TV was okay, there is no ads. Or I can watch the same content whenever I want to watch. Only live content is what is interesting for me, not the serials part.
Right. No, that is right. That is good thing. And you are also part of creating a DMK President Kalaignar Karunanidhi's.
Okay, so I will give a disclosure.
Talk about that.
Since we had a capability of creating a lot of content, I also started the Ethical AI Coalition before the election part. because we had a fear at that point. I think Rajiv Chandrasekhar was the IT minister, and he was saying AI should not be used. We'll block the AI.
Okay. Okay.
See, AI is a new development field, okay, which you can create a lot of opportunity, a lot of problem. If India doesn't do it, other countries will do it. We want access to it. We said, okay, ethical AI coalition, we will not interfere in elections. We will not get fake content for purposes, and we'll work ethically. That's what we gave the point. Okay, so somebody reached from, so there was a book launch supposed to happen from a DMK MP. I think 4 books were supposed to launch, and they want to have a speech. And at that point, I think Chief Minister was supposed to go to Spain or something that was happening on that part. So this January part, right? In December, they reached out. They said, "Can you get an audio speech for us?" We said, "Okay, that's an easy one." So I took the particular voice samples and we created that part. They gave us a speech. We got it recorded on a particular person who can imitate Kalangi Karunanidhi's style. He's a good orator, right? His style. So voice is separate, style is separate.
Right.
Currently, at least for Indian language, we do not have Indian language. Okay, let's say Tamil, Telugu, South Indian language, or maybe Hindi. Some people are trying it, but most Indian language we do not have a model. We can't do text to speech in it. So we have to cross this threshold. Okay, so the next AI which we are going to discuss would be, can AI can make phone calls and talk to you and convince you to vote for a particular candidate, which is what probably we discussed earlier for another call, right? That is possible once you have solved the text to speech problem. Current model is all voice to voice. So you have to record a voice of a particular style or a singing, and then instead of that voice, we can use a different voice of different person. That's what we did with the Ratamare song, where we replaced singer Vishal Mishra's voice with SP Balasubramanian's voice. In Goat movie, the Bhavdani's voice was cloned. Some other female singer sung it, and they replaced Bhavdani's voice. And similarly, I think A.R. Rahman did it with Bamba Bakia and other. I think Shaul Hamid voice. He did it with another voice of it. So I think Anirudh has done with this one. Malaysia was their voice, right? So voice cloning, voice to voice works for singing, dialogue, everything will work. But once you can cross the text to speech, text to speech, maybe another few months we will have the access to it. Once we can get into that part, we can do real-time calls, and then we can understand you better. What is psychology profile? Can we make a call? Automated call will happen. Hey, whom do you want to vote for it? In US, they do it, right? Random calls will make, and the sampling will happen. And so, hey, this is a mood of the nation. Every week they will have a poll. Okay, president is showing this much percentage, and opposition party, what is the number? They have that kind of number in that way. And people actually, they have some metrics to prove that let us wear it. Okay, so that's how that system works. So, but eventually we'll go towards that. Yeah.
Okay, so can we bring Vajpayee or Indira Gandhi again live now and ask people for the vote? Will people, or the MGR in Tamil Nadu, or Kalanjar Karunanidhi, or Kamarajar in Tamil Nadu? So can we bring those people live and ask the people vote? Will the mentality of people voting for the previous generation leaders will still be live? Will people still vote for Indira Gandhi and Vajpayee if they are come back again with the new technology?
Okay, so okay, so the people who were talking, they died 20, 30, 40 years back. Okay, so people who are in 50s and 60s, something, they see, first part, what works great is actually audio.
Right.
Because once you hear an audio voice of a known person or a good speech, right? Like Kalangi Karunanidhi's voice, people loved it actually. Okay, it's good enough for it. Video, people experience is very high, but audio triggers memories for you. Most thing what we call is nostalgia, right? That's what we were working on. See, take any horror movie, switch off the audio part. It's some kind of scenes are going on. You don't realize, you don't emotional feel attachment won't be there. But if you known voice is something, it triggers memories. 20, 30 years back, I was happy, I was younger. That is the kind of thing which triggers for people. Though in India, when Indira Gandhi was there, we had other challenges. Maybe we didn't have, AC was not common, petrol or road was a problem. A lot of other challenges were there, but poverty was way ahead, right? People won't remember that part. They will look at that. She was a strong lady. She got nuclear powered for India. We won war against Bangladesh or Pakistan. We created Bangladesh. All kind of thing will trigger for you. So you will only have positive emotions trigger when you hear those kind of audio, right? So again, I'm talking about first generation politicians did a lot of grassroots campaigning. They were good networkers and they made amazing speeches. So they always make sense.
Yeah,
they
so
knew the customer. They had a sense of people. Okay, so that will work. Second, third generation have grown up or studied abroad. They're great at English. They can't speak in native language, right? Or PTR, he has spent a lot of time abroad in US. It's not he can't speak Tamil, but it will be very passionate. English, he can go very passionate. That somewhere that gap is there. He's not my person. You have to have that feeling. If the feeling is triggered, it will work. Otherwise, it will be difficult part.
Even as you said, the audio was more impactful. So we have tried this in our last Lok Sabha elections, where we used to run a campaign with Jayalalitha voice for the ADMK candidate across the vehicles where it was been roaming around the streets. So the impact was very huge, where the people really means compared with how Jayalalitha speak to us. She is no more, but still people used to feel that voice,
Yes.
her high pitch and low pitch voice. As you said, voice is very easy, but that style of
So video has a lot more effort. Okay, so actually, for News9, I think we recreated all the prime ministers. I think 5 prime ministers we recreated them for a promotional content.
Okay.
So we did Vajpayee. I have voiced of Vajpayee, Rajiv Gandhi, Indira Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru. We did all these versions, including. So we did all these, but they use 2 or 3. They don't use all the versions. So it's a choice which they made.
Right. And see, one more questions from the public saying that even tech people identify these deep fake content for some extent only. So what fact check domains for non-tech people? Okay, if they are arrested or filed cases on them, but still damages. Opinion of these non-tech people in India means he was used to say even the tech people is very difficult to identify the that deep fake video, but how a non-tech guy can identify. It's okay that we get arrested or filing
Sure.
cases. That is
Okay.
all
So
next.
all I'm saying
Damage
is
is
okay.
damage, right?
No. So this technology is just getting started. It's not even reached its peak. Okay. So it will take maybe another several years. It's going to keep increasing in quality and quantity. Okay. Like we did, like Prime Minister Modi's voice dubbing part. Okay. We didn't do the audio. We didn't do all the parts together. We'll do parts of it to showcase one capability. We didn't do the lip sync, everything together. Okay. But every few weeks, few months, the technology is improving. The quality is improving. The language is improving. Like the text to speech, if it's solved right, a lot of things will fundamentally change from there.
Right.
Okay.
So I think
So
all this can be regulated, maybe just like when
not
YouTube
possible.
came,
Not possible.
not possible. Okay.
So somebody, I get WhatsApp call from Pakistan, from Indonesia, from a lot of different countries. Okay, random people, and so I'm calling from CBI and do okay. I know how Indian government works. Nobody going to send. They're going to send me a register post. They will not remind me what is happening. I know how slow the government is.
Yeah, this
People
was the
who
scenario when YouTube was started. Also, the same scenario was there, right? YouTube when started, it was not regulated, but now people are regulating the YouTube, how to handle the videos, how to
actually
do the
it works
prank calls.
differently. Okay, a lot of people were uploading other people's content. Initially, it was a kind of toy platform. So that's a mechanism. They okay, then copyright holders, okay, they were given access. Okay, we have concept content ID. We'll identify this music or audio or voice. We have heard it somewhere. If you can monetize it, we'll demonetize that video and revenue will come to you. If this frequently upload this kind of content, we'll ban the account. They gave the power to the IP holder. Also, they also gave power in other people to advertisers. If this kind of content, any kind of child sex abuse or whatever, CSAM or any other form of content, or people are a particular political part, if this content is there, if my ad gets shown along with my brand, right? I don't like this content. They try to do this against Elon Musk once they quit Twitter, right? So there's a company which kept doing hundreds of refreshes. Eventually, the ad will show for that content. Once they happen, they took screenshots and sent those to brands, and they threaten the brands. So then a group say, okay, hey, all the ads in Twitter should be kind of killed in some way. Eventually, they have got enough thing. The case will happen, and the agency company which was behind all that part, I think that company is going to go under. So that's going to happen.
And even in the last parliament elections, we have seen two types of AI played a major role, like audio and video. There were some video, also personalized video,
Yes.
calling to a person saying that, hi, Anandan, I am Modi speaking. Hi, Anandan, I am Rahul Gandhi speaking.
Right.
You just vote for us. So this kind of video also came to my WhatsApp,
Yes.
as well as audio also came to my WhatsApp. So how do
Okay.
you see this? Is this the end or is this the start of AI in the campaign? Personalized content of audio and video. Will there be any 3D kind of stuff maybe in coming in future where the Modi comes to my home or the Rahul Gandhi comes to my home saying asking for
No.
vote?
Okay, there are two parts. Okay. So technically, is it possible that we can work on it? What is the cost per voter?
Okay.
And do you want to do it for 140 crore people, 150 crore people, 95 crore people was the internet? No, I want to do it only for particular age group. Or I'm doing pilots. People did pilots in some way. I think I've seen video from the Kejriwal and a couple of Andhra politicians, right? Their videos did come. So they had a system. Okay. So the automation part, a completion of text to speech was done for particular voice. So maybe common name, Senthil is a common name. In Tamil Nadu, we have, let's say, 5 lakh Senthils, right? So they do Senthil once, and then it was a kind of a joining these audios together. Okay. So they had names and they did that kind of work.
Okay.
Not more personalized, but so we, though in theory it's possible. The challenge was, another challenge was, how do you distribute it? Even if I created, WhatsApp was restricting in that way, right? So you can't send the message to a lot of people. Commercial messages were restricted that during the election period. So that was again a restriction for it. Automated calls were still behind schedule in some way because we can't listen to the person in that sense. Can we understand his concern? Because it's cost per second, cost per minute. Okay, like when we were doing our cost was about 10, 12 rupees, 15 rupees is what we are pitching, and what if a standard message sir will send the same message to everybody. Previous election it worked and we charged for 20 paise, 50 paise, whatever. So the pricing was different, so we couldn't compete on that part. So it's possible, but let's see how it triggers in some way.
So in future, is that possible that 3D hologram kind of guys can come and speak to me with the end of
Actually,
any?
I saw a demo during this election experience. Okay, so somebody did a meta version of some way.
Okay.
They had a metaverse version where the candidate in a particular way or the politician will come and he will speak to you. So the record content, somebody has to take the thing. Okay, the political party is not willing to pay for the device. Nobody's insuring the device. So the device, so we have to manage other problems in that way. And time taken for each demo will be something. Okay, people are not used to those kind of things. So we have to simplify a version which can go on a phone or something. The 3D version though, looks cool for demos. Practical difficulty is there.
Practical
Going
difficulties.
taken to every different town and every village, and if any infection trappers or whatever, nobody wants to have any risk on that part, right?
Right. So, how AI has been used in other developed countries like US, UK, or any other Europe countries? So, is this start across all countries, or is just when India it is just a starting, or we are far behind or
Maybe
far ahead?
India skipped. Okay, India skipped a few technologies. Okay, so in India we have huge cutouts. Okay, in US they would do a 2 feet by 2 feet. Okay, they'll put on the lawn. They can't have huge hoardings, right? Campaign. Okay. Another thing is instead of a politician themselves or the political party, they will have something called super PACs, right? So political, so they have some particular groups which will believe in a particular concept. I want lower taxes, and they okay, Clintons are charging high taxes for me, or immigration will be issue. They will particular issue somebody supporting them. They can fund it in that way, right? So that system works differently on that part. This year we are seeing a lot of AI content, generated content on social media. At least on Twitter, you can daily can find. Okay, so I see a lot of Twitter plus Trump plus Kamala Harris. Okay, whatever. So people joining to dancing to doing all the random things. So they are not they're literally fake in some sense. But if the content is good or they endorse it, something like then they can broadcast it on their television channels. So there's a lot of money on that part.
Okay, really good. So I just want to open some questions to the public. So if you have anybody have any questions, you can just type in the chat window, or if you want to talk, you can raise hand and you can ask questions. So I just open for 2 minutes. If anybody wants to have any questions, just you can ask, or if you want to type, you can still type on the chat window. Anybody have any questions? Okay, so since we get some questions, we just have we can talk further on the voters' behavior and the voters' turnout. So this is very critical for any candidate to contest in election. So before contesting in election, I want to understand how voters behave. As you said, na, like social media, social listening, or any other sentimental analytics tools, if it is there in the market. So collecting all those data like social presence, all those. So it is just only 34-35% of the overall populations, because 100% of population in India are not tech driven guys or tech voters. So only 34-35% of people are in social media. So with this AI technology or in the digital politics technology, targeting only this 34% of people and extrapolating the result, will that give a real outcome or anything? Because the decision is made by non-tech voters is what India is still into it. rather than the tech guys. So how
Okay, so
this
uh,
technology or
all I will
AI,
say is let's talk about two people. Okay, one would be actor Vijay. Okay, he started his own party NTK, right? No, not Anandan. So this is okay. Vijay Makkalikam, whatever for the name. Okay, so Vijay's party. Okay, so a lot of young people are there, and his sample group is very there. Okay? And 20-25 years of he's making movies. So this is
right?
the age group from young kids to people up to 50 might vote for Vijay. They love to watch his movies. This is one part of it. Okay. Know that maybe actor Ajit may not come to elections, so we can ignore him. So some people are doing, and he's putting effort. And he want to come into movie for several years, well, elections for several years. He actually built his fan base, a political movement. I think they have structure for it.
Okay, right.
So they're doing some effort on that part. Okay. The idea is, can one person represent multi people? That's what sampling will happen for. Okay. Can he influence his parents or his spouse or maybe kids in some way? Hey, can he vote for this person? That is a number. So we can't have for every number, but can we still have for it? See, digital penetration is at least a particular age group. Everybody's their aim is to buy a phone. They want to have good access. They want to connect it. So every uh, except for extremely poor people, everybody has some level of smartphone access. Ignore the
Right.
older people, but younger people can be a referral for it. Can they convince? Or let's say very benefit is there. They got it. Okay, so maybe prime minister's some yojana is the water has come in, electricity is available at home. So this kind of some system is broken. If somebody should go and tell them,
Right.
is it issue based or is it apathy? Why the people are not voting? That we have
Yes.
to figure out.
Even I used to address this content in all conclave that once upon a time there was a patriotic politics like 1947 when we got the independence. People used to join politics with the help. It was a patriotic kind of stuff. So people go for country. They come for election for the country, and later when in maybe in the 80s and 90s, the patriotic has been completely shifted to money politics, where people used to get money and then vote for. A particular party or the candidate. And now digital politics is what it's evolving. Like people believe on the digital media and they see what is happening in the digital media, and the influence of digital politics is more when compared to money politics, which is playing. So it is a
Okay.
transition or the transformation which is happening from money politics to the digital politics.
Okay.
So AI is also one of the important role which might be playing a role in the future. Like as you said, the younger population using mobiles now, so once the older population goes out of the system over a period of time, everybody uses the digital system, and maybe the AI impact of AI into every voters will be very high, and that is what even I see as a role of AI as well as in the part of digital politics is. So, and let's see one more questions. And one important question from Prem Sagar is, how much will be the budget for an independent candidate to use the AI for his campaign? Do we have any rough budget for AI for MLA or MP?
Okay, so okay, we have to put okay how many people are in one constituency. Okay, so the Lok Sabha elections, we have 140 crore, whatever population is there, and the voter number will be about 9500 crore, right?
Let's take only one constituency. Like for assembly election, it will be 2.5 lakhs people. Means for the MLA election, it is 2.5 voters, 2.5 lakh
No,
voters.
urban areas are a lot more populated in some way. Actually, South, smaller states are different. Larger states have populations higher. Probably
Right.
numbers is way higher. Okay, so 236 constituency for 7 crore people. So we can come with the number on that part. Okay,
Right.
so can we reach every person? So first part, second part. Okay, are there data brokers available who have all the relevant data? See, today I have all the data. Okay, 6 months later, some people would have died. Other people have shifted from this locality to other locality. So the data is not relevant. So data rotting, we call it data rot. Every few years, the data will kind of quality will go down. You have to keep refreshing it to improve it. Okay. Another part is a lot of data is not one person buys data, he shares with somebody else, and he has
Right.
second-hand opinion. The data gets copied in a lot of places. We don't know what is the source of it. Okay. So there's another concept called alternate data. If verifiable direct data is not available, can we find some other data to see how people are doing? Think of it.
Right.
Okay. Assume I want to find people who want to who will buy a luxury car. Now, people who are luxury car, we can go to RTO, find it, and we can make offer to those guys. But I already bought a car. Why should I buy another car? That's not right approach. Can we identify if rich people, what are the other behavior? No, rich people go foreign for vacation. If you can do that part, find all the travel agency or airline data, you can get that data. Hey, this mobile number, he booked it. So you will do it. Or they will stay in particular locality which is supposed to be rich in some way. That will get you some more data. Or the people who have rich, who are first time buying a car, they already have another car.
Right.
You can find a pattern. Okay, before buying a BMW or a Benz, he may have a Honda or a particular of a particular segment, a sedan he will have, not a hatchback. So if you can get that number in place, or people having this year, you can do that part. Or their kids will study in these colleges. He can afford. So if you can get data from other sources, you can still imply this is what is happening. Okay. Or a good high-end restaurants in this which location. Okay. So either we get locality or alternative, we can do it. Okay. I'll give an example. We did some work for something. Okay. So in 2015-16 period, we said, okay, everybody's mobile number. For some reason, you bought a television from one company, they have your data. So you bought a fridge from a different company because they were giving an offer. What else you bought? Now both are numbers. Just because you have a phone number doesn't mean you know me.
Right.
Just because you sold a TV to me, you can't keep trying to push me another TV. My TV will last for 10 years.
Right.
I mean, phone will last for 1 year. Okay. Very few brands have brand loyalty. So similarly, we are doing for movie tickets. So assume somebody is buying movie ticket. Let's say we had a big theater called Satyam Theatre, right? So Satyam is a premium theater for us. I'm saying who is watching first weekend movie? Or ignore the main language. Let's ignore Tamil in Tamil Nadu and people who watch romantic movie or a particular star or a horror movie. Are they buying 2 tickets?
Right.
You buy 4 or 5 tickets, is family. Ignore that part. People who buy 2 tickets, there's a 70%, 80% probability they are a couple. If he's watching a romantic movie, that data is useful for Satyam Theatre in some way, but he also doesn't have a data because online ticketing system have all that. If that data is given to ice cream parlor or Italian restaurant, right, he can bill 2,000 rupees. This guy paid only 200, 400 rupees for ticket part. But the data is sold to somebody selling ice cream, he can sell 1,000 rupees worth of ice cream or chocolates to that person.
So that data privacy law,
find alternate data. Who is the relevant data he has? The better data you have, another part. Is the data deduplication has to be done, cleanup has to happen, right? And other parameters to it. And what causes people work on it? Let's take example. If suddenly today election happens in, let's say, West Bengal, for whatever reason, if people are not giving up one incident, it's not the other rapes have not happened there, but people are feeling it strongly because an educated person inside a hospital, not at a because she was working, right? So the emotion is very strong. Similar incident happened in Nirbhaya incident, right? People anger is there, either pro or against somebody, they will go and vote.
So I'll just summarize of the Prem Sagar's questions, like how much cost is involved. So Prem Sagar is basically the different people whom we have to address. What is the urban population? What is the social media population?
So ideas of data set. All I'm saying is data set is important. So who has the data? How does he got the data?
Right.
How updated is it 1 month old data? Is it 6 month old or 2-year-old data? The data may not be relevant.
See, basically in the election, the last Lok Sabha election, we used to means the cost is possible for the audio, or the AI audio leader or audio voice is basically we costed in the range of 50 paisa to 1 rupee, depending upon the quantum of the volume which they purchase. And even for the video, it will be in the range of 2 rupees to even to it goes up to 10 rupees against depend upon the volume of the purchase happened. So this is the cost on an average. Let's say if there is a 2 lakh people staying in a particular constituency. So if you want to send the audio to all the 2 lakh people, if at the rate of 50 paisa, it will be in the range of say 1 lakh is what the cost of any candidate accumulates for this campaign. So this is what the short answer which Senthil is trying to give. And another important question, Senthil, a guy called Ramana Sagai, sorry if I spelled wrong, Ramana Gathai, I think, sorry. So he has asked a question like, how do we sell this AI to the client? Many people as a political consultant, even we as a political consultant, taking the AI to the people, to the customer, they really don't entertain the technology. They still want to use the manual or traditional technology. So
I totally get it. Okay, I'm not denying it. Okay, I remember 20 years back, all the politicians will come to your home and they will actually do a vanakam kind of thing, and then they will actually ask for vote. Now people don't want to do it.
Okay.
Not joking. People don't want to do it. So they, even on people. Okay, so now what a big leader come and say, okay, hey, this is guy representing me. Vote for this guy. They're not even asking, right? They should literally beg us, okay, hey, please come and vote for us. That was a statement which I have heard 20 years back. Politicians changed fundamentally, okay, because the politicians are a lot richer now. Those who did in the local small two-wheelers or
So how
small
do you
cars,
see challenges in
their
even
expectations
in
has
media?
gone up. So the
Even
divide is further. That's a challenge for it.
even in media, Senthil, how do you sell this AA component? What is the
No,
marketing strategy?
all I'm saying is we need to see, so there is a traditional movie and VFX industry. There are music directors who make songs for these political parties. Regular movie directors create content for everything. It happens, okay. The idea is we have to show one person who won because of AI.
Oh,
So we
okay.
don't have examples. Once we can cross that part, everybody come this side. There you're putting money, you're throwing money in some way and expecting something to happen. Okay, let's print million pamphlets. What will happen? Can you deliver pamphlets? Earlier, people are inserting pamphlets in newspaper. They did that part. They could put a lot of posters was done. Okay, a lot of now those are not allowed or restricted in some way, right? So that those approaches are kind of gone. Now, what is better way for it? Okay, and another thing is also people are being cashed, right? That was a different system, and we have had this Tirumangalam formula onwards. We have seen a lot of part. Okay, does it motivate people to vote or not vote? We also heard of people who are taking money from all the people who are giving money, right? So idea is not that. Okay, so we have to showcase one per candidate. It's like after the games, right? Who won the elections, right? Somebody say, hey, this guy used this thing, and a case study comes into play. By the time next comes into play, okay, hey, what is different? See, everybody wants to not do the same thing. They are looking for new one. So who is interested? Every politician will do it. It will not, may not work. But we have to see which candidate is the underdog. See, everybody's watching underdog. Who is underdog and can he make an impact?
Great.
How he approached it. So now we have Pawan Kalyan as an example. Now he became deputy CM. First election, he has some candidates, but also he had a party and support and everything, and he got it right. So similarly, we define use cases. Did they use this, and this worked for them? And next step, people ask, okay, hey, this is a feature people want.
Right.
Now there will be a mandatory thing. Okay, delivery. Can you do delivery? Can you ensure it? How do you ensure this is related to the same candidate? Nobody's asking questions like that. Once at some point that will happen. The problem here is currently who will be the candidate, they don't even know. Until you are an independent candidate, every candidate, okay, so you may not be allocated the constituency you want. You do all the pre-work also, it doesn't happen in India.
Right.
Until see, like Kejriwal is out and they release on one more list, right?
Right.
Kejriwal's people may contest oppose. So we are seeing each state is working in differently. Okay, let's say Jammu Kashmir. So the story will change on that part. What is the point of work? Government may ban, right? Internet may be banned in Jammu Kashmir using election parts. So delivery may not happen. Normally they don't send you SMS. They don't allow SMS in Jammu Kashmir. They do a call to do it. Okay. So some state, some technology will happen. Manipur also possibility. We are seeing a lot of insurgency kind of thing happening either via Bangladesh or from Myanmar. So whenever something like happens, if you're any troubled area, what is the possibility of internet getting blocked? Or a local district collector getting overboard and say, okay, we'll stop it, ban it, restrict it in some way. We have to look at it in some way.
That was a good.
Maybe they may have bring new policies, or they may say, okay, hey, digital budget, you have to announce it, or you have to say which person who is a consultant for you officially announce it, right? They may come with that kind of criteria, but restricting AI per se is difficult. If you ban people from India to do it, somebody from outside other countries, from sitting in Philippines or Bangladesh or some other state or country, they can do it on our behalf. Or some agency or some other government may spend money to get a political party win or lose the election. That can also happen.
Right. And it was very good discussions that we have done. I just want to summarize all the points which we have discussed from where we have discussed from how the traditional campaign was been happening in India and the transformation to digital campaign and to the AI campaign. And we also discussed some of the points of voters' behavior and how we predict the election result, though it is not possible to predict election result, but we have discussed on that and how to improve the voter turnout and how do we sell the AI to the market. So it was really a fantastic discussions on various topic of AI and the impact of AI in global as well as in Indian election scenario. And thanks Senthil for very much. Thank you very much for being part of this digital politics with Thedal Anandan webinar session. And this was a season 1 and episode 1. And you are the first guest for this webinar series. And thank you a lot. Thanks very much. And thanks a lot for being part of their team. And your contribution to Forum of Digital Politics would be a very great. And happy to be, we welcome you part of the Forum of Digital Politics as part of it. And thank you very much. Thanks for being part.
Thank you, Anandan, sir, for inviting me. I wish it to succeed a lot. Hindi speaking, there are a lot of groups and things are available, but at least in English and covering a lot of India, right, the new group. I like how you're approaching it, and hope we could reach more people and
Sure.
hope, share our knowledge. Right.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.